Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a little bit, but I've been kind of contemplating on some videos to make because your boy is broke. I was trying to come up with something for you guys that I could make a video for you, and I did a poll on Instagram, and about 63% of you out of 3 options said that you wanted to see this video. If you want to participate in more of these polls and stuff, if you like my content, please check out my Instagram so you can stay up to date on that stuff as well. But today, I'm just going to be going over a little, basically like a review of my car. I've had this car now for just under 2 years. I've put 25,000 miles on it, and it has made 400 horsepower since 1,000 miles. I actually got this thing Pro-tuned pretty much the day after break-in period. I ordered all the parts at once, installed all of them at like 900 miles, did my first oil change, and contacted my tuner, and we just sent it. I don't get to see my car clean a lot because I am daily driving it, and that's what this review is. It's a review of a daily driven 400 horsepower WRX, and whether or not it's practical. A lot of people keep asking me, oh, what stage is your car? I don't go by stages, and I think most Subaru people don't, unless you are a Cobb stage 1 or stage 2 tune. You know, most people say, oh, I'm FBO or I'm this or that. Well, FBO could mean so many different things. So I'm just gonna run over some of my quick mods. Obviously there you guys see the Grimmspeed front mount intercooler, but I'll pop the hood so you guys can see everything that's going on. So it is still a little dirty in the engine bay. I just washed the car and I didn't get to clean up the engine bay or anything yet, but I have the Grimmspeed front mount intercooler. I have the Grimmspeed boost control solenoid. I have a Mishimoto intake, Radium dual baffled catch cans. I have the Cobb Flex fuel kit, a 1320 performance Catted Downpipe or J pipe. I have a Remark Midpipe and Remark Boso axle back that I'll show you here in a little bit. So basically a full 3-inch exhaust all the way through with one cat. Then I have the Perrin TGV Deletes, PRL EGR Delete, a Boomba bypass valve. I have a TDMI Billet turbo inlet. I am pro-tuned by a Phatbotti tuning on E65. As far as drivetrain goes, I have a torque solution pitch stop that you can see right there. I have the Group N transmission mount, which is a polyurethane mount, and then I have solid Aluminati transmission carrier mounts. And then in the rear of the car, I have the Torque Solution solid rear differential carrier and inserts. So the transmission itself is a full STI drivetrain swap, so it's a STI transmission, drive shaft, axles, and rear differential. And then inside I have an ACT Extreme Street clutch. So I think that's pretty much everything as far as mods that would impact the daily drivability. The only other honorable mentions is I have a Kartboy short shifter. I have the Brembo 4-pot, like 17, sub 17 Brembo brakes, and I have Cosmos XT206R wheels and Silver's coilovers. So that does impact the ride quality, and then I have a Perrin front strut brace that pretty much did absolutely nothing. So now all these mods, how do they affect the car? How do I drive it every day? And do I still enjoy driving it every day? And to start things off, let me say that I do enjoy driving this car. I really do. It's a fun car to drive. Every single day I drive this car to work and back. And the reason that I'm making this video now and I didn't do it after like a year is because I actually didn't need to daily drive this car before I moved to Florida. So when I was still living in Pennsylvania, I drove this car like once every couple of days, maybe like once on the weekend, like Saturday, Sunday, I would drive it because in the line of work I was in, I was driving a company vehicle every single day, so I didn't need to drive this. And then my fiance and I had a cross trek, and we basically drove that through the week to get groceries and that sort of thing. So this car barely ever got driven. And when I did drive it, I went out and I had fun with it, and I beat the crap out of it all the time, and it was a lot of fun. Then I moved down here, and now this is our only vehicle. We sold the Crosstrek. I don't have my company vehicle anymore, and so all I have is this WRX. My perspective on it has changed quite a bit. When I originally had the car, I was like, oh, I love this thing. I love driving it. Every time I got in it, I had a smile on my face. I still get a smile on my face when I drive it, but it's a little bit different now. Inside the car though, I have a few things that may impact the way, drivability or comfort. I have the Recaro seats here, and I have a carbon fiber steering wheel. The only thing in there that really affects the comfort of the car is the seats and the steering wheel. So daily driving this car, what is it like? Well, I'm gonna walk you through it. I get up in the morning, I get into my car, and it is scorching hot. Because I no longer have a garage to keep my car in, the thing is out in the sun all day long. I do have a carport that I park underneath, but in the morning the sun's like up and it's like coming in the windshield, like one of the sun visors. That helps a little bit, but it's always scorching hot in my car. I have to keep my windows up because here in Florida, like if you keep your windows cracked overnight and you come out to the car the next morning, like it's like mildewy and musky in your car because of like it gets really damp overnight. First things first, I get in the car, I crack all the windows, I blast the AC. And that's the first problem with this car. This car, as anyone that owns a WRX knows, the AC system is just crap. And I think they actually revised it in the 2022 WRX. But in everything below the 2022 WRX, the AC is just terrible. It sucks all the power from the car. You feel every single time that AC compressor kicks on, you feel it. So if you're driving down the road going 40 miles an hour and that AC compressor kicks on, you feel it. Like it almost like jerks the car and you're like, oh my God. And it doesn't matter that I have the upgraded mounts. I think it's actually better with the upgraded mounts because when I didn't have them, it would like rock the motor and you would feel it. As far as like the comfort and stuff goes on a daily drive commute, these Recaro seats are pretty comfortable. On a long road trip, they're not the most comfortable seats out there. What about the exhaust system? What's it like driving with this loud exhaust system? Well, I have the 1320 Catted Downpipe, as I said, or J-pipe, and then I have the Remark Boso full catback. So I'll show you that now. I don't know that Remark actually sells this as a catback system, like you could just buy the whole thing, but it's literally a 3-inch Remark midpipe with no resonator, and then the Remark Boso axle back. So it is a full 3-inch exhaust all the way through. So here you can see the Boso exhaust. It's going to be hard for you to see down back there. You can see my midpipe, and it sits really low. That I can't do anything about that. I've tried adjusting it, but it sits really low, and I can't really do anything to fix that. The exhaust itself, when you're driving this thing around all day long, it is very drony. When you have all the windows up and you're on the highway, it's like almost unbearable. I end up putting my windows down and just dealing with the wind noise. So unless you have music absolutely cranked, these are very drony. I love this exhaust. It sounds incredible, but daily driving this exhaust is kind of annoying. But if I have to go on a road trip, I'll probably swap to the stock exhaust because this one does drone really bad on the highway. So besides the exhaust, any other noises that bother me on a daily commute? Yes, there's a lot of noises that bother me on a daily commute. And to start off with, I get a little bit of squeaking, and it's from the front. I think it's from the front passenger side here, and I thought it was the coilover, but I've swapped out my coilover. It's not the coilover, so I think maybe it's an end link or something. Everything seems fine when doing a typical safety inspection, but it could just be something simple where it's squeaking a little bit. So I think eventually I'm going to upgrade my front sway bar. I'll upgrade my end links and see if I can't get rid of that squeaking sound. Not sure what else it would be, but I do have a little bit of noise. You know, going over bumps and stuff is a little bit harsher, so you hear some rattles and vibrations in the interior. So to give you an example, if this thing still had the stock exhaust system on it, you would hear a lot of rattles and a lot of like little noises on the interior, which is annoying. So that's one of the reasons that I have this loud exhaust on the car, because it drowns out all those noises. With the Grimmspeed front mount intercooler and the Boomba bypass valve and the TDMI turbo inlet and the Mishimoto intake, that is the perfect formula for some of the best turbo noises you will ever hear. But besides that, the clutch is very heavy. It is difficult to drive this thing consistently. Driving in traffic, it gets really annoying. My foot and my leg starts hurting, and you know, that's just one of the drawbacks of having a heavier clutch and all this other stuff. But driving through town sucks. The traffic down here is absolutely terrible. What about, oh, you're on ethanol? You know, doesn't that get annoying trying to find gas stations? No, because if for some reason I can't find an E85 station, I can still put 93 or 91 in the car because I am still flex tuned. My maintenance really hasn't changed much. I mean, I still change my oil every 4,000 to 5,000 miles. I do go a little past 3,000 because it's a waste of money if you're dumping your oil out at 3,000 miles and you're running full synthetic. Now, I beat on this car a lot, so I do monitor my oil. And when I say I beat on it a lot, there isn't a single day that goes by that I drive to work or I drive home from work and I don't floor it. I mean, I get into full boost every single day. Like every commute, I get into full boost at least once. Now, I'm not launching the car, I'm not banging gears all the time, but pretty much every day I do a full send in this thing. The maintenance I still do regularly. Now I'll check my oil, I'll check my catch cans, and I'll just make sure that everything seems to be okay. And if it seems to be okay, I let it go. I'm not gonna stress about changing my oil every 3,000 miles. As long as the oil looks healthy, I'm good with it. So it's not like I've gotten any added maintenance because of this. The only added maintenance that I do have from all these upgrades is the Radium catch cans. Now, completely worth it. It takes 5 minutes to drain those when you do the oil change. And so that's really not anything, there's nothing wrong with that. Aside from all of that, I really think this car is at a good height. I don't really rub on anything. You can see I have my Flow Designs front splitter kit, side spats, rear diffuser, all that stuff. I have the front and the rear pretty much even, with the rear just a little bit higher than the front. And you can see it's not super, super low. It's low enough for me. You know, it's hitting the blades of grass there, but like, it'll get over most speed bumps. I don't really rub on anything, and you know, it's not a big deal. But all in all, I really enjoy driving this car. It's really fun. I get enjoyment out of it. And you know, I daily drive this thing. So at the end of the day, I have to love it, you know? So to kind of wrap up this video for you guys and finish this up on a note, first things first, I appreciate all your guys' support. We're nearing 10,000 subscribers. That's been a goal of mine for a really long time. So if you're enjoying the content, please consider subscribing. You have no idea how much it means to me. If you guys have any video suggestions or you have anything specific that you want to see a video of on my car, let me know. At some point soon, I have some issues with my STI transmission that I have to work out, and I'm gonna, you know, that'll all be in another video, but I'm gonna hopefully fix all that, get that straightened out, and yeah, that'll be it. But as far as driving the car goes, final recap, here's the things that annoy me. I'm getting tired of driving a manual transmission car. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out of gear all day long in traffic. Now, this all depends where you live, because when I lived in Pennsylvania, I had no problem driving my manual all day, every day. But living down here has changed my perspective a little bit. It would be nice to have an automatic daily driver. If you live in an area like this, driving manual sucks. The car itself is really great. It's a great car to drive. I know it's a safe car. And I know it's not the fastest car on the road, but it's fun to drive. I do enjoy it. I get excitement out of it every day. But with that all being said, there is some drawbacks. You do have that, you know, drone. The clutch is heavy. It makes some noise. You know, the AC isn't the best. You know, the sound system isn't the best. And at the end of the day, it is a mediocre car compared to some of the other cars on the market that would be a really great daily driver. Compared to when I bought this car from factory to where it is today, the drivability is almost the same. A little bit of added noise, a heavier clutch now, which if you guys don't upgrade your clutch, or you don't have to worry about this, but the heavier clutch, a little bit of noise, that's really it. It feels like the same car. I really don't have that many complaints about it. Well, 60% of the people on the Instagram poll, which I think was like 280 people, wanted to see this video over top of something else. So that's why I made this video. Hopefully you guys found this helpful. If you have questions about anything specific, let me know in the comments. If you're like, hey, you know, my car makes this noise, does yours do the same thing? Does it bug you? Anything like that, let me know in the comments. I'll answer the comments as best as I can. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you checking out the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.